Raoul said that SHIB coin will soon go through the roof. Raoul is hopeful that the cryptocurrency market will recover from its recent high-profile losses, just like hedge funds have done in the past. During a recent interview, Scott Melker, a person who studies cryptocurrencies, talked to a former Goldman Sachs executive. The executive said that he thinks institutions are still interested in entering the cryptocurrency space and will do so once digital assets are regulated. At this point, the fight is about to get out of hand. I've already seen this. I've seen it happen with MT, GOX, and Bitfinex. I've seen it happen every single time. But when it happened this time, I thought, oh my god, the world is going to end. You're right. Almost every time. It seems like the end of the world. What do you know? It's not that the end of the world never comes. Many people think that. Well, nobody will ever come back into this market again, no matter what happens. Well, I've been around. I've already done a lot of things and learned a lot. I have worked in the financial markets for close to 30 years, and I've seen this happen with hedge funds during that time. Long-term capital management was a hedge fund with the biggest loss in the history of the industry. The Federal Reserve had to step in to save the whole financial system. When everyone asked, was there a Ponzi? At the time, they are a scam, they have too much debt, and you can't put money into hedge funds. Net outcome. In the 7 years after that, the net assets of hedge funds grew by a factor of 5. Why have rules? PAL says that crypto regulations will make it safer for institutional and individual investors, which could bring more money back into the markets. Regulating cryptocurrencies will make it safer for institutional and individual investors. Regulation equals safety equals green light equals go. Raoul says that if that happens at the same time as global liquidity, it could start a chain reaction. The two digital assets with the most market capitalization will do very well in 2024. A well-known market analyst recently said that he thinks cryptocurrency will do very well in 2024. In an interview with a well-known person in the world of cryptocurrencies, Scott Melker, PAL says that the current market conditions are similar to what they were in 2018, right before the stock market bottomed out. This means that digital assets should see big gains in the next 18 to 24 months because the number of people using them is going up. As soon as the Fed changed its position, the market mood changed quickly. In 2018, drops of 20% to 30% were reported, which is about what we're seeing now. The news shocked everyone. Then the Fed said, okay, sorry. We see that the economic data is getting worse and inflation is going down, so we're going to stop. Everyone was scared because it was sharp and unpleasant. I think the S&P 500 gained about 15%, again because of oil, which is about the same amount, and the Nasdaq gained about 20%. Growth technology stocks, which are also called exponential age equities, did about 24% as well. In 9 months, the value of cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and ETH went up by between 300 and 400%. It's safe to say that the environment led to these impressive gains, since the tendency to adopt is still there. I've always thought of it as a beach ball that is kept underwater. Powell says that Metcalfe's law is the reason why he thinks that cryptocurrency will start to shine in the new year. Powell says that Metcalfe's law says that the value of a network goes down as the number of people who use it goes up. One interesting thing about the current adoption trend, especially in ETH, is that the volume has stayed pretty high. The number of people who are actively using the site has stayed pretty high. How much money was exchanged? Metcalfe's law says that the price of NFTs has gone down because of the second part of the equation that makes up the law. Non-fungible tokens have gone down. Still, all other signs point to the network being in good shape. We saw a much bigger drop in daily active users in 2018 because the network was still being used less. But this time, we get to build on what we did in the last cycle. Now that the long-term adoption cycle has started, Metcalfe's law will take effect, which makes me a very positive person overall. This is what has led to the exponential growth that has been seen. Every time we get to this point, we can reach new heights in 18 to 24 months at most. So, 2023 is going to be a pretty good year. The year 2024 will be one of the best ever. Changes in the macroeconomic landscape are one of the things that really matters. The company's CEO, Raoul, is very optimistic about risky assets like cryptocurrency. In a new video from Real Vision Finance, a former Goldman Sachs executive is quoted saying that a slowdown in the Federal Reserve's interest rate hikes could help both traditional markets and cryptocurrencies fight inflation. Powell says that the Federal Reserve raised the interest rate 4 times in a row by 0.75 percentage points in the year before. In December, the Fed slowed the rate hikes down to 50 basis points. To be honest, I have a good attitude. There are 2 ways for the market to get better after a bear market. Either it goes up, then down, then up again, or it goes up more quickly. It depends on what the central bank does with liquidity and other things. When I think about the future, on the other hand, I'm very optimistic because the rate cycle just ended and is no longer a problem. The most important thing is the rate of change. Change happens more slowly before it stays mostly the same. So, this is good news for risky investments. Powell thinks that the rate of change will continue to slow down, which is good for cryptocurrency in other markets. This is happening as inflation is starting to rise, relax its control over the economy. All of these beach balls that have been kept underwater by the heavy weight of interest rate hikes move around because of the rate of change. And that speed of change will start to rise to the surface of the water as soon as the speed of change changes. The prices of emerging markets, gold, cryptocurrencies, and stocks all went up all at once. Once upon a time, the most talked about digital asset on the market was the Shiba Inu cryptocurrency. The number of Shiba Inus grew by about 46 million% in 2021. But the value of the digital currency and most other cryptocurrencies dropped in the past year. But the Shiba Inu is doing really well in 2023, like the mythical phoenix, who is set to rise from the ashes. So how much higher can you go? It's not true that billions and billions of tokens have been thrown away to explain why Shiba Inus have gained more than 40% this year. It's not because she has become a popular alternative to buying goods and services the way they have always been bought. Even expectations about putting in place the shimmering Layer 2 protocol had nothing to do with the profitable return. Instead, the rise of Shiba Inus so far in 2023 may be mostly due to one thing. This is the main reason why many other cryptocurrencies have been going up this year. The most important thing to learn is that investors are slowly becoming more willing to take on more risk. Several things have happened in the last few years that have made investors more willing to take risks. First of all, there are signs that inflation is starting to slow down. The economy of the United States is still doing pretty well. Unemployment remains low. She said that so far in 2018, performance has been better than that of many leading cryptocurrencies. For example, Dogecoin's value has gone up by a little more than 20%. On the other hand, even well-known cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum aren't doing as well as Shiba Inus. But the main reason for all of these cryptocurrencies is still that the risk outlook is getting better. The good start to this year can make people overly optimistic. There is still a chance that Shiba Inu will make more progress in the coming months. The release of SHIB, which was already mentioned, could make more people interested in the Shiba Inu. With a new layer added to blockchain, there are a lot of things to look forward to, like faster transactions and lower transaction costs.